You can't stop scrolling because you keep overthinking. Simply put, you just keep going through mental loops in your head over and over again, and that's what's keeping you stuck. And in this video, I'm going to explain why this happens and what you can do about it. Around 2 years ago, I went through the exact same thing that you are in right now, 3 years ago. I was constantly scrolling. I'm talking like 10-hour screen times, by the way. Not going to bed on time, going to bed at 1 a.m. the next day. And I remember that I really wanted to quit. Like, that's the thing. It's not like I was just, kicking my feet up, sitting back and just letting life happen. No, I really wanted to stop scrolling, right? Because I knew I had more potential in me, that I didn't like it. And yet, every single time that I tried, it didn't work. Why? It's because I would wake up, and even if first thing in the morning I didn't scroll, it'd just be constantly on my mind. I'd be like, okay, just don't scroll. Okay, I get an urge. Okay, stop. Don't listen to the urge. Just keep going. It's like I became neurotic about scrolling. And guess what happens? When you constantly think about scrolling, guess what you're eventually going to do? You're going to scroll. Because the thing is, overthinking about it isn't really the actual problem here, right? It's just a symptom. The root problem is that you have a different identity from the one that you want to have. You want to become the kind of person who doesn't scroll, but I'm going to be blunt with you here. You are not that person just yet. Now, you are becoming that kind of person, but we can both agree to where you want to be and where you are now. There's a difference, right? That difference is your identity. And so now the question is, how do we change our identity? And there's 3 simple steps and 1 major step that you need to understand. The major step is that you change your identity by imagining yourself as that identity that you already want, and then acting like that future person, right? So basically, you're going to think of yourself as that guy who doesn't scroll. And then you're going to try to act like him, and eventually you're going to become him. That's the end goal of all this. We want to become the kind of people who don't scroll. That's easy to say, hard to do, right? Anyone can say, just stop scrolling. How? This is the 3 steps I was talking about. This is simple, easy, and in order. First things first, stop overthinking. You are giving scrolling power directly because you keep thinking about it. When you feel an urge, your first urge is to constantly think about it and try to fight it, right? When you eventually relapse, as you do in the process of changing identity, you get ashamed. You feel disappointed. You are giving it power by thinking about it. And so it's the opposite of that. Stop thinking about it. Genuinely, just stop obsessing about it in your head. Ironically, the less you think about screen time, the less your screen time is going to be. That's just the way it is. And all you're doing is trying to squeeze a lemon dry, but the juices come out, right? All you're doing is just trying to squeeze your hand and squeeze and squeeze. You're just hurting your hand. That's all you're doing. There's no benefit that you're getting from overthinking about it. You are just hurting yourself. And so now that you've stopped overthinking about it, what next? The second step is to be neutral. So instead of overthinking about it, instead, you're going to take things from a logical point of view, from your mind. So basically, when you get an urge, you get a desire to scroll, you just label it. You just say, oh, I just want to scroll. Oh, I feel like opening up Instagram and scrolling right now. labeling things puts you into a logical point of view. And this is super important, right? When you eventually relapse, as you do, instead of feeling ashamed about it and overthinking about it, all I want you to do is literally just say in your head, oh, I messed up. Time to move on. That single mindset is going to do you so much more than overthinking about it. Like, genuinely, I promise you, if you be neutral, and by being neutral, I just mean stop being emotional about it. You can be logical about it. I'm not telling you to detach from your emotions. I'm telling you to understand your emotions and act in the way that you know is going to help you. And so now with all of that, let's say you've stopped overthinking, you've become neutral, now what? Step 3, go live your life. We stopped scrolling because we actually wanted to do something with our lives, right? I'm a very ambitious person. The only reason I even cared about scrolling in the first place was so that I could actually do something with my life, right? And that's the big thing. It's not like you're gonna stop scrolling and you're gonna stare at a wall instead, right? You need something to fill that time. You need something to put your attention towards. And if you have that one thing that when you wake up, that's the first thing you think about, everything will fall into place. All 3 of the steps I told you connect to each other. If you stop overthinking about it, automatically you'll become more neutral. If you become more neutral, automatically you'll be able to move on and live your life. And if you live your life, you'll naturally stop overthinking. It's that simple. And if I could summarize this whole video into one sentence that you can remember, stop overthinking, go live your life, and be neutral. Move on and live. Because at the end of the day, that's really what you wanted in the first place. Now, if this is a difficult process to go through, which I'm going to cut it through to the chase right now, this is difficult to get there alone by yourself. It took me multiple years. And so if you want to cut down that time right now into 3 weeks or so around that time, I do coaching. So if you want to go ahead and get direct help and speed up your time to get there, there's a link in the description to a Google form. Go fill it out.